Let's talk about edges. So what I've done is I taped using a white artist tape. I taped the top and then left some space and then the bottom to create this little band. And with your band, what you're going to do is, and again, we're not concerned about color, so we're just going to go with black. And just making sure I dilute that black so it's kind of runny. And then let's paint a portion like so. And then I'm going to dry it down. And then from there, I'm going to leave this much space and then paint another section so that one section is darker than the other. And let's lock that down again. Now after it's dried, you can see that there's a clear line coming from here, and that's what we call a sharp edge. And you will find sharp edges when you're painting things that are boxy, like maybe like packaging. Typically the edge on that is very sharp. However, when you're dealing with rounded objects like spheres, eggs, cylinders, then that edge is actually going to be very soft. So as you can see right here, this edge is very hard. So what you'll need to do is take some water and then go over that edge until that edge starts to become, see how it's a lot softer? So sometimes it requires a stroke coming up and down. Other times maybe you need a stroke that's kind of going sideways. Sometimes you can maybe just dab it with water and that'll just automatically just soften that edge. So see how this edge is very sharp and then how this edge becomes very soft. Now there's also degrees to how much an edge can be sharp or soft. So let's do a third band right over here. And then with that, I'm just going to go over the edge a couple times. So what I did was I went ahead and I wet the rest of this part here because what's happening is when the paper is completely, when it hasn't had paint on it, the absorption is going to be very, very strong. So because of that strong absorption, sometimes it's hard to get a very sharp edge. So what I did was I add a very light layer of paint. And you can do this with just water so that the paper will already have a level of absorption. And then when you go back in to kind of soften the edge, it becomes a lot easier. So the edges over on here, you can see an edge here, you can see an edge there, an edge right here. So those edges are, you would say they're soft edges. And of course there's degrees to which how soft and or how hard that edge can be. Now I can still go back to it. So maybe with this edge here I want to make it a little sharper, but not so sharp as before. So I can add another layer there. Let's take out some of this water here. Okay, that edge is getting pretty soft.